Hi, I'm Hoda Paripoush, a certified tea sommelier and founder of Sloan Fine Tea Merchants. Today, I'm here with George Brown College and Foodism to answer all your burning questions about my favorite drink, tea. What is tea? Tea is a plant. It's a bush. It's called Camellia sinensis, that's the actual name of tea, and it was first discovered growing in China a little over 5,000 years ago. It's now been cultivated throughout the world in many different countries, and the way you get the different types of tea is actually the state of oxidation. How is tea made? There are 6 main steps in the production of tea, the first of which is harvesting. Harvesting is where the tea leaves are plucked from the fields, and that's what goes into the next step, which is withering. And withering is where the natural moisture content of the tea leaves is reduced by having the tea leaves layered on withering troughs in a ventilated room. After this, there is rolling. And rolling is actually where the cell structure of the leaf is bruised to release the natural sugars in the tea leaves. After this, we have oxidation. Oxidation is where the cell structure of the leaf has been bruised, and that is releasing the natural flavors that you experience in the final cup of tea. Firing is one of the last steps in the production of tea, and it's where the tea leaves are actually placed in a large oven and it's exposed to a high amount of heat. This stops the oxidation, and the tea leaves then go into the grading and sorting process, which is the very final step, and they're separated based on leaf size and quality. What are the main types of tea? There are 5 main types of tea, and they all come from the same plant, Camellia sinensis. The difference is the state of oxidation. Black tea is a fully oxidized tea. An example of this is Earl Grey Classic, and it's beautiful, and black tea actually pairs really beautifully with milk. The next type of tea is green tea. Green tea is technically unoxidized. Oolong tea is another type of tea, and it's partially oxidized. White tea is another type of tea, and it's completely unoxidized. So after withering, white tea is complete. Fermented tea, or pu'er tea, is the last type of tea that I'm going to talk about, and that is a tea that is aged and built into a cake or brick form. It's piled and fermented, and it has a beautiful, nuanced, aromatic flavor profile that sometimes it tastes like aged wine or with chocolatey notes. And to know a good pu'er is to have experienced a tea unlike any other. How should we brew our tea? One of the most important steps in brewing a proper pot of tea is not to use water that has already been boiled. Double boiling the water will significantly affect flavor. The next step is preheating the teapot. This is important because the vessel itself absorbs about 8 to 10 degrees of temperature. If the temperature is reduced, that affects the extraction of flavor when you're steeping the tea. Portioning is really important. When it comes to Earl Grey Classic, a black tea, you want to use 1 flat teaspoon. So you place the tea leaves right into the teapot. The rule of thumb is 1 teaspoon per 12 ounces of water. And you're going to want to steep this tea. Black teas and herbal teas steep for 5 minutes. Green teas steep for 3 minutes. Oolong teas would steep for 4 minutes. So the steeping time is really important when it comes to tea. And the temperature of water is really important as well. So black tea and herbal teas take to fully boiled water, and green teas take to a much lower temperature. And adding milk into your tea just adds a really comforting, velvety richness that is beautiful, smooth, and it's simple. What are some great tea pairings? Tea as an ingredient is incredibly versatile and lends itself superbly well to pairings. Tea and chocolate, tea and cheese. And the most classic of all pairings is afternoon tea, where tea is paired beautifully with a combination of sweets and savories. Taking George Brown College's Tea Sommelier program allowed me to dive deeper into the world of tea and launch my career. To find out how you can start your journey, check out George Brown College online. Perfect. And it's simple. Unlike my take today, it was very complicated. Oh my God, the behind the scenes of this would be like, people would be riding in the streets. What a fake. Was that good?
Yeah, that was perfect.
Did I say actually a lot?
No.
No? Okay. Actually?